Hi, my name is John Louis Tolentino, and I'll be discussing safe water in our community. As a little background, I attended the Leadathon event on November 6, 2021, and my group was tasked with finding a solution on how we can get safe and drinkable water into our communities. In the upcoming slides, I will discuss the underlying issues behind our predicament and the solution on how to overcome it. So, what is the main issue? On the surface, the main cause of communities around Canada not receiving safe and drinkable water might be because of the aging water infrastructure or the fact that some communities are too far from the nearest treatment plant to get any clean water, but that's not it. The main reason for an aging infrastructure is just lack of government care. The UN General Assembly decreed that everyone has the right to have safe and accessible water for drinking or for hygiene, and yet there are still hundreds of First Nation communities without access to safe water. Canada is considered a first world country, and still hundreds of communities around Canada still go on their everyday lives without a reliable source of clean and safe water. Water was made a basic human right by 2010 by the United Nations, and yet there are still hundreds of communities in our country without them 11 years later. This tells us that the current Canadian government hasn't taken a single action for their own people. Although just recently the Government of Canada has reached an agreement to solve the issue of safe drinking water, it took them nearly 11 years after it was deemed that water is considered a human right. And even then, it is only a promise. It will take even more years for a community to finally have access to safe drinking water. So, what are the solutions? The only leverage we have with the government is the fact that we, as the citizens of our country, can come together and demand a change from our government. As the saying goes, there is strength in numbers. If we all unite and expose the predicament of our fellow Canadians, then the government has no choice but to comply with our demands. The masses hold the power that can topple their government if there's enough of them who share the same view. The people of a nation can overthrow a government if the government acts against their common interests or if the government threatens the safety of the people. This is called right of revolution. Obviously, the people at the top would like to stay at the top, so their only choice in preventing the people of the nation to overthrow them is to just comply with the demands of the people. Therefore, the government will have no choice but to fix the safe water issues within Canada. Once the issue with the government has been resolved, to finally accomplish our objective, the current infrastructure must be updated. This means replacing old pipes with new ones that are more resistant to corrosion. Copper pipes are more resistant to things like corrosion, heat, and cold, and they have an average lifespan of over 50 to 70 years. Also, increasing routine maintenance on these new infrastructures can help make sure that these new pipes can last the full duration of their expected lifespan. In conclusion, although these plans may take years to accomplish, we can't delay this issue any longer, and we must act now for the future of Canada. And these are my references.